Many athletes, despite practicing martial arts for a long time, usually don't know many terms. Thus, we would like to fill in this gap and will begin with such term as groggy state. Groggy means wobbly or unstable. It's a short-term impairment of fighter's condition after being hit. Groggy state is confused with knockdown very often, but they are not the same. During knockdown, athlete is simply dazed, without loss of consciousness or with short time one, but still standing. Meanwhile, during the groggy state, athlete, after being knocked down, keeps acting inadequately. The word groggy itself is often used as synonymical to drunk, after all. Loss of balance and dizziness are the properties of groggy state that appear due to disruption of inner ear's work. Organ responsible for sense of balance looks like this, because it contains vestibular canals. In case of direct punch in the jaw, it's as if your head is thrown back, which sets your brain in motion untypical for it. As a result, our gray matter rams into occipital bone near the foramen magnum. In the selfsame moment, space between striatum and sheath of the brain broadens out. It generates a lot of stress for our head, which may lead to internal bleeding. Unpleasant things also happen in the occipital part of the brain. Cerebellum and brainstem get shifted. This may lead to reticular formation failure. It is responsible for bending and unbending reflexes, posture reflexes, physical and locomotive activity. What to do in case of groggy? If groggy state isn't that strong, try to break the distance and take a break. It is important not to show momentary weakness, since your opponent can use this possibility to finish you off. Blind block may also help. In case of so-called deep groggy, defending is much more difficult due to muscle tone loss. Try to enter the clinch, it should give you a small pause. Falling to your knee is also an option. Referee will start a countdown, which will allow to come back to your senses. Use this time wisely. If you get back up too early, you won't be able to recover. There is an exercise that provokes groggy effect. Step 1. Raise your hand over your head. Step 2. Focus on finger of raised hand. Step 3. Start spinning without taking your eyes off the finger. Step 4. Stop spinning and start shadow boxing or punching the bag. In the beginning, you will be losing balance and falling. In due time, your brain will get used to such overloads and it will be much easier to survive groggy state in real fight. What is the difference between groggy and knockdown or knockout? Groggy is a light form of deterioration of athlete's state. The consequences of knockout and knockdown influence both health and fight's result more perniciously. Knockdown also serves as a reason for point deduction. During knockdown, boxer loses coordination, is disoriented, and feels very dizzy. It also may be followed by tinnitus. Knockout. Knockout leads to heavy consequences for boxer who has experienced it. Knockout is followed by loss of consciousness, concussion, and athlete falling down. In case of knockout, boxer faints, but there is a variant where sportsman isn't able to get back up before referee ends his countdown. How to benefit from groggy state? Feign starting to move unnaturally after opponent's successful strike. That way you will be able to lure opponent into trap. It's better not to play for too long though, since referee can pause the fight. What to do if opponent accidentally sends me into the groggy during the training sparring? It's better to finish the training, allow your brain to restore and return to normal mode to work. If you continue the sparring, you risk to get serious irreversible trauma. How not to get groggy? It is claimed that necessary weight of knockout punch is 15 kilograms. Mike Tyson hit with force of 800 kilograms, but it is important to make notice. Tyson's punches were so fast that his opponents didn't notice him. Stealth plays a big role. Professionals try to mask their punches. Such stealthy punches knock athletes down. You will withstand the strike you see since your brain can prepare before the punch, or hone your defensive abilities.
Wake up, champ. Get ready to burn. Be fighter. Be in game. Kick down. Be iconic. Reliable. Unexpected. Be daring. Extremely daring. Just be fired up to win. Hari match. They play, you win.